Hello everybody, it's Chris Marder9 here with a new lesson video. Now I was gonna do a Swedish word of the week video last night, as I think I said on Twitter, but I decided not to because I have decided instead I'm going to do a new Swedish lesson video. This is lesson 15. So I think last time we did kitchen appliances, like different sorts of words. But in this lesson, I'm going to be more creative with this one. What I've got here in front of me is a couple of words. We're actually going to be looking at plural today. Now, plural is a very important part in learning any language, and Swedish is no exception. Well, as I've done here, I've literally just prepared all of this before I've made this video. So basically what this is I'm going to give you a series of words. Now these words are divided into groups, well, these groups essentially are called declensions. Now there are 5 different declensions, and each have got their respective roles, and it's always very difficult to remember this because when you're actually learning it, sometimes when you say a word and it's not in the right group. So for example, I said the word ett blomma, which obviously you don't say ett blomma. A lot of people when they go to Sweden and they sort of like say that, they kind of make that common mistake. So this lesson is probably going to give you some idea of what you can do, or how you can go about understanding this this part of the Swedish language. So what I will do is obviously describe what declension does what, and I'll give you some examples of words, and you can go through these words if you can. So what I'll do is the first declension. I was going to describe this first declension right now. Now these declensions, or this first declension anyway, are the N words that end with A. So, for example, blomma is a flower, and this word is like a part of this declension, and this group has got a lot of words in it. So I'll give you a couple of words, and you can go through it. Well, you can pause the video and sort of either remember these words, or you can keep playing the video and get pronunciations right. You can do whatever you think is necessary. Okay, so I'll give you some examples of words in the first declension. N words ending with A. Okay. Blomma, flower. Blommor, blommorna. Lampa, lamp. Lampor, lamporna. Flaska, bottle. Flaskor, flaskorna. Väska, bag. Väskor, väskorna. Okay, so you probably heard me saying 3 different types of the word. Now, the second abbreviation of the word, as in blommor, lampor, flaskor, veckor, they are all plural words. So blomma would be the first definitive word, and then you've got blommor, which is the plural. So blommor is flowers, lampor is lamps, flaskor is bottles, väskor is bags. Now the third word, which is blommorna, lamporna, väskorna, and etc., they are definitive words of the plural word. So examples would be blommorna would be the bags. Blommorna would be the flowers. Lamporna would be the lamps. Flaskorna would be the bottles, and väskorna would be the bags. And this layout this layout will be throughout the other declensions. So that's declension 1. That's all N words with ending with A. Now the second declension, declension 2, or group 2 as it were, are all the words that have just one syllable with them. So nothing added to it, nothing added at the end, or no vowel at the end, it's just one syllable. So I'll give you some examples. Bil, car, bilar, bilarna, stol, chair, stolar, stolarna, hund, dog, hundar, hundarna. So of course the one syllable word is at the end. When you say it in plural, you add ar at the end. So sorry, I'm doing so much hand movements at the moment. Bil, the one word, and then you have bilar at the end. So make sure you remember that. Stolar, you add the ar at the end to make it plural, and stolarna, bilarna, or hundarna would be the definitive word of the plural. So bilarna, the cars, stolarna, the chairs, hundarna, the dogs. So that's declension 2. Declension 3 is, how can I put this? Well, I actually read this from a website, and apparently what they said on it was these words are actually loan words and they come from different languages. So things like biljett is a ticket, and these sorts of words, they come from different other languages. So they could come from Norwegian, they could come from Danish, they come from... Some of these words they all come from Germanic languages. Swedish is a Germanic language. It comes from a Germanic background. And there are different types of Germanic languages out there. German, Dutch, there's Danish, of course, Norwegian. All the Scandinavian countries are Germanic. English is a Germanic language. So these words come from loan words. This is the third declension. So I'll give you some examples. Of course, the first word I'll say will be the actual word. The second one will be plural. The third one will be the definitive of the plural. So here we go. Familj, familjer, familjerna. Biljett, biljetter, biljetterna. Ingenjör, an engineer. Ingenjörer, ingenjörerna. See, these words are they get really long, but you know it's kind of these words are like Legos. It's like Lego. You add something, and then you've got something, then you add something onto that, and then you add something else onto that. So it's, yeah, words are like Lego. I don't know why I made that comparison, but you know. So now that's declension 3. Declension 4 are all the et words. So not the n words, but the et words. Of course, remember, Swedish has got two different types of words. There's n words and there's et words. So I'll give you some examples in this category. So ett äpple, which is an apple. Äpplen, äpplena. Ett knä, or knä, I have no idea how you pronounce that word. Knän, knäna. Ett meddelande, meddelanden, meddelandena. Now this is kind of different to all the other declensions that I've mentioned so far, because this one, when you talk about the plural, it doesn't actually add an R at the end. It actually has an N at the end, which is interesting. So, for example, äpple, the plural word is äpplen. So, of course, you would probably say this as like, what is it, the apple? No, it's not the apple, it's apples, because äpplen is apples in Swedish, not the apple. So, yeah, äpplena would be the definitive of the plural. So, that is a very confusing declension, I must say. But, hey, you know, that's what Swedish is. Swedish is a very difficult language to learn. So, but it's also the most nicest language. So that's what makes it a good thing. So, final declension, the final declension group is probably the easiest to remember, because you don't actually add anything onto it. So I'll give you some examples. Ett hus is a house. Hus. Husen. Ett barn. Child. Barn. Barnen. Ett rum is a room. Rum. Rummen. Ett år. A year. År. Åren. Now, the only one out, by just saying the word barn, you're already saying that that's the plural word. Barn is children, with the word alone. Barnen would be the children. So, ett hus is the actual word. Hus is plural, so hus means houses, and husen would be the houses. Ett år, of course, år is years, and åren is the years. So, I do hope that's explained to you in great detail on the different types of groups in plural terms. This is probably, I don't know, I'm not the greatest teacher, but it gives you a kind of an idea of what these groups are like. If you want any more information, I'll just email me and I'll give you some guidelines, or follow me on Twitter, ask me about plurals or anything if you like. Say, I watched your video, I'm always a bit confused about your video, please can you tell me more? And I will do the best of give you the best of my ability to respond and give you some more detail on how you would say these words. So, well, thanks a lot for watching my lesson 15. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you learned some more stuff in this lesson. So, yeah, that pretty much covers all the declensions and groups and plurals. If you've got any more, as I said, if you've got any more questions, give me a comment, or you can inbox me on YouTube, or you can follow me on Twitter at ChrisMarder9. If you want any more information. Okay, so that covers that, and until the next Swedish lesson, I shall see you later. Hej då!